I was expecting you guys to say 11 or 15, but I'll take 10. 10's fine. 10 is fine. Last question for you guys, for the trio here. When you look back on the year that was, how do you think, let's try to be a little bit optimistic because I know there's a lot of downsides to the pandemic, but when you look back at productions in 2020, how do you think they shaped your experience as a production professional or either sharpened skills to help when things go back to normal? Allan, you're on the hot seat first, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm really proud of the team that we have with the Vikings and what we were able to do. And that's at the end of the day, like it's not one person, and that's the cliche thing, right? But it's true. Like when this pandemic hit, it was all of us figuring out, all right, what can we do? What can't we do? How do we do it? That's the ultimate thing. And when you can pull a full team together and most of us get on the same page of how things are going to work or try to work. And like I said, we had so many curveballs, everybody did, thrown at us left and right. But from our standpoint, from the NFL and the rules and everything like that, it was never, it never came to like, we can't do that. It was, well, what can we do and how do we make it work as a team? And again, it's very cliche to say, but you're only as good as your team. And that just made things work that much better. And going to next year, we learned so much stuff that we probably would have never even thought about. Maybe something as simple as like, hey, let's just interview a player through FaceTime. All right, cool.
Right.
We do that now. There's this unwritten rule sometimes where it's the off season and you try not to bother the players. Well, look, it's a FaceTime. They do it anyhow. So, we've been dipping in that a lot more. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. It was, one, the team that came together and to figure out how to do it, probably just like anybody listening to this and companies and how are we going to make our business work. And then, like I said, we learned so much from this that we're still going to use some of these tools even when we're back in our studio going forward or stadium.
Right. Carl, you're up next, man. Oh no, we almost made the whole entire panel without someone being muted.
I clicked on myself and it changed the view of my screen right now, so
right.
It's a little bit different right now. I would say, for us, to be able to listen and just have some flexibility. I think this is the year of trying new things, and we tried a lot of new things. We weren't afraid to fail because there was no other way to go. And to Allan's point, right? Like there was always this unwritten rule where like, the quality of what your image looked like. We always had this standard. It's like, we're recording Zoom calls and we're putting them in our edits and we're doing FaceTimes and everything under the sun was on the table. And it made us better because we had a lot of flexibility. Everybody had the gift of time being locked up in their places, and we had accessibility to anybody and everybody. And we figured out that we can continue a lot of these things that we've tried in 2020 and try them again in 2021 and make them part of our regular production plans. And so I think we learned a lot, and we're going to be better on the other end. And I'd say to my staff, just like Allan's staff, like to challenge them to think every single day and to not miss a beat and actually make themselves even busier than they were prior to pandemic. It was a credit to them keeping, when you hear all these jobs being lost, right. We were busier than ever. And we never had a doubt in our minds that we were going to, lose our step and not get our work done. And it was a credit to them just kind of making sure that we were keeping the ship afloat and actually excelling in that area.
Kurt, you can take us home. You're in the middle of it, so you're still kind of being molded as a production professional during this pandemic. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's the adaptability lessons. It's the willingness to never say no,
right?
And that just everyone who has risen during this time, whether it's the companies who have helped to support us or the people within the organizations to help find a resolution to what it is that we need to do. This has been a time where our industry, I think, has been reshaped forever. Some of it's going to be bad. Some of it's going to say you don't need as many people to do this anymore because look, they can do it from these other places. But some of it's going to be great because you could never do this production without renting a $15,000 truck. Well, now you just need a good internet connection.
Right.
And those things will allow us to really remold and reshape what it is that we do and take it to a whole nother level. And that's the part that I'm excited about from this.